Spain is a country full of art, beautiful landscapes, great cuisine and unforgettable events. Fans of painting and architecture should visit Madrid and Barcelona, whereas fun lovers, Ibiza and San Sebastian. Get to know these and many other places in Spain that are worth visiting. Spain is located on the Iberian Peninsula. It also includes the Balearic and Canary Islands archipelagos and 2 enclaves in Africa. This large country, the area of which is the 4th largest in Europe, is 90% covered by mountains and highlands. Although in the 1960s the country was one of the poorest in Europe, it has been developing strongly thanks to the growth of tourism and the influx of foreign capital. Today there are large industrial and financial centers here. Thanks to its advantages and rich history, Spain is a very popular tourist destination today. The south of the country is especially popular, with beautiful shores of the Mediterranean Sea and truly splendid beaches. Many people choose exotic Canary Islands, charming Mallorca, or entertaining Ibiza. Splendid mountain ranges offer not only summer hiking, but also excellent skiing conditions in winter. Climbers and speleologists can check their skills here, and cyclists can often be met on the roads. The history of Spain is long and really interesting. Celts, Phoenicians, Carthaginians and Greeks lived here from the 9th century BC. In the 2nd century BC, the territory of today's Spain was conquered by the Romans, whose traces can still be found in many places. The Visigoths occupied Spain in the 5th century, however, the Arabs took over after them in the 8th century. Their state survived until the 15th century, when small Christian states ended the Reconquista that lasted many centuries. 2 most important kingdoms, Castile and Aragon, merged to form a strong state that developed primarily thanks to the colonial conquests in America. Later struggles for the succession to the throne weakened Spain, and in the first half of the 19th century the empire ceased to exist. Napoleonic invasions also contributed to this. The former empire slowly became a poor provincial country. In addition, there was a civil war in 1936 and the subsequent reign of General Franco. Since the death of the dictator in 1975, changes have begun in Spain. The monarchy was restored and a number of reforms were carried out. Joining the European Economic Community, which became the European Union, was a turning point. Since then, country's development has greatly accelerated. You don't have to take notes. We have included all the practical info in the description below the video. That's where you can also find links with accommodation, tickets to attractions and tips on how to pay abroad so as not to overpay on currency conversions. Barcelona, located on Costa Brava, is the most visited city in Spain. A tourist will find everything here: beautiful seaside beaches, monuments, a lot of entertainment and excellent cuisine. Barcelona is also often called the city of Gaudi. The influence of this great architect can be seen in many places. One of the most famous works of the master is the Sagrada Familia Basilica. This mighty temple is truly delightful, so it is worth spending a few hours to explore it carefully. You will also find other works of Gaudi in the city. In the city center there are houses designed by him: Casa Batlló, Casa Mila and Casa Calvet. They are all extraordinary and every detail has its justification. You can hear more about them in our other film entirely devoted to Barcelona. You must also visit Park Güell, where the architect harmoniously combined greenery with interesting buildings, including the El Drac sculpture or the longest bench in the world. You must also see the Gothic Quarter. In the tangle of medieval streets you will not only find a beautiful Gothic cathedral but also the remains of the ancient Romans. A visit to Barcelona cannot be complete without a visit to Camp Nou. This mighty stadium is home to the iconic FC Barcelona team. You can buy numerous souvenirs in the club shop. Madrid, the capital of Spain, remains in the shadow of Barcelona. However, it is a beautiful city and it's worth spending some time exploring it. Madrid is the cultural center of the country. Spanish traditions are cultivated here, but you can also see the influence of many other cultures. You will see a very harmonious combination of old, historic and modern architecture there. It is best to start your sightseeing tour from Plaza Mayor. It is a large rectangular square surrounded by tenement houses with the statue of Philip III in the middle. Coronations and executions were held there in the past. Today you can see theatrical performances there. Nearby, there is another important square, Puerta del Sol, considered by many to be the city center. The square is oval-shaped and opposite the clock tower there is the Spanish 0 kilometer. This is the place from which distances in Spain are measured. You will also find the monumental version of the coat of arms of Madrid there. You must definitely see splendid Royal Palace, which is the official seat of the King of Spain. On a daily basis, however, the royal family lives elsewhere. The Royal Monastery of Poor Clares has a completely different character. It houses a beautiful collection of valuable works of art, including tapestries and paintings. In the Cerralbo Museum you will see how the rich Spaniards lived in the past. The museum is a former, fully equipped palace of aristocrats from the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries. There are two things you cannot miss in Madrid. The first is Prado, a fantastic collection of classic paintings by El Greco, Goya, Velázquez, Titian and Rubens. The second is the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, where another iconic Spanish team, Real Madrid, plays. Valencia is one of the largest cities in Spain. Located on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, it attracts with beautiful beaches. But Valencia also has plenty of great sights. The most popular monument is the magnificent Gothic cathedral. Legend says that the chalice kept in a special reliquary is the famous Holy Grail. You should also go up the cathedral bell tower from which you can see the whole city. Take a walk around the Mercado Central Market too. It is not only a marketplace, but also an example of great architecture. The Churia Gardens should be on your list too. These beautiful green areas also include Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias, an exceptionally modern town of culture and science. Its architecture is unique. It combines the shapes of buildings and water. In a break between visiting monuments, try paella, as this iconic Spanish dish was created in Valencia. If you come to Valencia in March, you will come across the Fire Festival. It is an unusual festival during which sculptures are made of flammable materials. On the last day of this original event, the sculptures are burned. Spain is known for its beautiful music and dancing. Flamenco is the most characteristic. Its capital is Seville, another place worth seeing. This city located in Andalusia attracts with its monuments, numerous festivals and other cultural events. Some say that life in Seville only begins after dark. What is worth seeing in this city? First of all, the great cathedral where Christopher Columbus is to be buried. However, the real jewel of the city is the Real Alcázar, a palace complex that is a great example of the Mudéjar style that combines Muslim, Romanesque and Gothic styles in art and architecture. The palace complex also includes gardens of extraordinary beauty. The palace can be seen, among others, in the TV series Game of Thrones or in the Kingdom of Heaven movie. There are also numerous museums that await you in Seville. It is worth exploring them because you can see, among other things, wonderful paintings by Spanish masters. Grenada is visited by many tourists. What attracts them the most is the Alhambra Palace, one of the iconic monuments of Spain. However, the whole city still has a unique Arabian atmosphere. According to the Spanish proverb, "Who hasn't seen Grenada, hasn't seen anything." You will be surprised by a visit to the Sacramont district where still inhabited caves are located. Alhambra itself is an extraordinary, fortified palace complex. It is a masterpiece of the Arab architecture. Its interiors make an amazing impression: arcaded column galleries, walls decorated in an unusual way and stalactite vaults delight. Grenada lies at the foot of the Sierra Nevada. This beautiful mountain range has great tourist potential. In winter, there are excellent conditions for skiing, 110 kilometers of various ski runs, some of the slopes at an altitude of over 3,000 meters. In summer, you can wander along beautiful, though not always easy, hiking trails. It's a real paradise for cyclists too due to various climbs. There is also a large offer for paragliders and white water rafting lovers. Canyoning is also becoming more and more popular. In the south of Spain, about halfway between Seville and Malaga, the small town of Ronda is located. You will be delighted with its location above all. It was built on the rocky banks of the Guadalquivir River Gorge. Both sides of the gorge are connected by the characteristic Puente Nuevo bridge, which was built in the 18th century. The city itself has a huge number of monuments. Magnificent churches, tenement houses and gardens delight everyone. Such famous writers as Hemingway, Joyce and Rilke sought inspiration here. The inhabitants of the city believe that it was here that the tradition of bullfighting was born. Local arena is the oldest in Spain. From Ronda you can go to Malaga. This town located on the Costa del Sol has exceptionally charming sandy beaches that stretch for miles. In Malaga you will also find great monuments. Apart from the cathedral and the castle, the Picasso Museum is the most interesting. This brilliant painter was born in Malaga. The Alcazaba fortress is the evidence of the Muslim past of the city. You will be delighted not only by its architecture but also by its beautiful gardens. If you like really extreme expeditions, it is close to the Caminito del Rey trail from Malaga. It runs along the vertical walls of a limestone gorge in the Desfiladero de los Gaitanes National Park. Toledo is often wrongly skipped by tourists. This city, more than 2,000 years old, hides the beginnings of the Spanish culture. Located on a hill surrounded by a river, it was initially the capital of the Visigothic kingdom and later became the capital of the Spanish Empire. What can you see here? The showpiece of the city is the Alcázar. Initially, it was a fortress built by the Romans. In the 16th century, it was rebuilt by the Spanish kings who turned it into a luxurious palace. In addition to the fortress, the local cathedral is worth seeing, the Monastery de San Juan de los Reyes and former mosque. If you want to buy nice souvenirs, it is best to do it near Zordacova Square. Also remember that Toledo is the city of El Greco. Although the painter was born in Crete, he lived and created in Toledo. In the local museum you can see numerous works of the master. Spain is famous for its excellent wines. The La Rioja region stands out in particular. According to gourmets, wines with a unique bouquet are produced here. The capital of the region is Logroño, which is an excellent base for exploring the surrounding villages. There are plenty of wineries here and many of them offer sightseeing and tasting of products. From the region of La Rioja, it is not far to San Sebastian, lying on the Bay of Biscay. This is probably one of the most entertaining cities in Spain. Its advantage is wide sandy beach. The local beaches are well developed. Playa de la Conca encourages numerous water fun activities and kayaking. Playa de la Zariola, on the other hand, is a mecca for surfers. Fans of monuments will also find something for themselves, as San Sebastian has a charming old town. You cannot be in Spain and not visit one of the local mountain ranges. The Pyrenees are among the most beautiful and impressive ones. If you do not like mountain hiking, take some rest in one of the numerous mountain cottages. You will find peace, quiet and incredibly beautiful views there. The Pyrenees can be visited at any time of the year. In winter, there are excellent skiing conditions here, so more and more people choose these mountains as a calmer version of the alpine resorts. If you love mountain hiking, you can't miss the Picos de Europa Massif in the north of Spain. This unique area has been protected since 1918 and a national park was created there. It is built of limestone, thanks to which unusual rock formations have been created there. The highest peak of Torresarado is 2,648 meters above sea level, but the most recognizable is the slightly lower Naranjo de Bulnes. In Picos you can wander along numerous trails, admiring not only beautiful views, but also unique plants. If you are planning to visit Spain, do not forget that it also includes islands. Majorca and Ibiza, located in the Mediterranean Sea in the Balearic Archipelago, are most often visited. Majorca delights with beautiful beaches and crystal clear water. There are also charming port villages, towns and bustling big cities. You will learn more about them in our other video dedicated to Majorca. The capital of the island is Palma de Mallorca. You will find many interesting monuments here, among them the cathedral built in the Levantine Gothic style. In Palma, you can also practice various water sports, including diving. Mallorca offers many opportunities for physical activity. Well-prepared hiking and cycling trails allow to explore the local mountains. You do not have to worry about the equipment because bikes can be easily rented, just like any other sports equipment. Ibiza is as beautiful as Mallorca, but the resorts here are of a slightly different character as they are primarily focused on parties. During the season, the best DJs come here to entertain thousands of people who visit the island in search of entertainment. The fun actually lasts 24/7. The most iconic clubs include Amnesia and DC10, where thousands of partygoers have been having fun for years. After a night of fun, you can relax on one of the beautiful beaches, often surrounded by picturesque cliffs. The Canary Islands located in the Atlantic Ocean have a completely different character. These volcanic islands offer amazing natural attractions. You will see here active volcanoes, picturesque cliffs, colorful beaches. You can visit banana and pineapple farms and see where bay leaves come from. There are exceptional conditions for practicing active tourism here. Water sports are especially popular, but fans of trekking or cycling will also be delighted. If you're already planning your trip, you can find accommodation and tickets to attractions on the spot in the links under the video description. You can also order a card for cheap payments abroad the same way. Press the bell and subscribe to our channel if you want to receive notifications about new episodes. Have a nice trip.